When someone said practice makes perfect, I suspect he was talking about all kind of sexual stuff. लोग क्या कहेंगे, खुद का परफॉर्मेंस और कितनी सारी चीजों का टेंशन होता है when you do it for the first time. Then there are logistical issues like condom टूट गया तो thank you Gilmore Girls for that disturbing and scarring memory of a lifetime. So today I will be giving the answer to your question, is orgasm really the end goal of sex, at the end of the video. But पहले let me try calming down your other first time sex agonies. Having sex is like opening a Pandora's box of body image issues, because a lot of you guys have asked us questions like being naked in that position, body hair, uneven skin tone, what if he doesn't like my body, what if I'm small, someone seeing the fat that cannot be seen with the clothes on. These are all super real anxieties to have. Body hair, skin tone, penis size, fat. ये सारी चीजें बहुत ज्यादा जज होती हैं as if we are living every moment of our life getting judged by 4 लोग as if we are in a perpetual Big Boss episode. Usually there are only 2 people in the room, and if your partner judges your body harshly, especially first time नहीं, then it might be a blow to your self-esteem. So it's better to know the person that you're letting into your personal space. क्योंकि अगर वो तुमसे एकदम low lighting, airbrushed, porno वाला body image expect करते हैं, then you have to tell them to separate fact from fiction. I'm 21, others have already done it, and I don't want to be that noob. Guys, sex is not a voter ID card जो legal age होते ही अगर exercise नहीं किया तो तुम ignorant, shameless और irresponsible हो जाओगे. You know, like actively complicit in the destruction of democracy or something. Look, peer pressure to have sex is very very real क्योंकि हम sex को एक conquest की तरह treat करते हैं. But you should choose to do it only if you 100% want to do it. And you know what? There are a lot of things beyond the basic penis-vagina penetrative sex. And chances are you, like all of us, have been conditioned to believe that जब तक तुम वो नहीं करोगे तब तक you won't be cool or something. Besides that, you can do a lot of other exciting things that does not fit into the rigid idea of first time. And you can decide what you want to do, when you want to do it, and who you want to do it. अगर तुम्हें तुम्हारे फ्रेंड्स इस बात के लिए जज करते हैं, then show them this video and make them learn things. क्योंकि इतना judgmental attitude लेके किधर जाएंगे यार? And one of the reasons as to why you may not be that interested in having sex is something completely paradoxical and taboo for Indian culture. As someone asked us, the idea of sex? Because I'm asexual. If you identify as an ace, I can only imagine तुम्हें कितने अलग-अलग साइड से pressure face करना पड़ता होगा. Number 1, there is peer pressure from people who think that your asexuality is just a phase. Then there may be your friends who may think कि तुम किसी Indian संस्कार के जाल में फंसे हो and that's why you won't have sex, and then they'll try to convince you and give you ज्ञान about it. On top of that, there's pressure even from within the LGBTQIA+ community जो एक safe space होना चाहिए. They often end up discriminating and marginalizing against the asexual people. And in that case, mainstream movies, pop culture, and even going out with friends can become a trigger for you. But my advice to you is this. Sex is not your identity, and there are so many other fun, actually happy first times that you can have. What if I die from the pain of first time sex? While some pain might arise in penetrating क्योंकि your vagina is like a wall जहाँ पे friction सा create हो रहा है, but I don't know how the myth of the हसीन दर्द has become such big a deal. If it hurts you, then you should immediately stop and see कि क्या गलत हो रहा है, क्योंकि pain is not at all something that you should bear with just because of sex. If you have a female anatomy and having sex with someone through penetration, then not enough foreplay and being dry might be the problem. Use lots of lube. If that's not it, then I think you should ask an expert like an OBGYN to see problem क्या है. I'm scared that I'll hate the weird sex noises. Yeah, sex तुम दोनों कर रहे हो, so the voices are totally up to you too. कोई shady porn movie नहीं बन रही है जो dirty talk और moans को जोर जबरदस्ती escalate किया जाए. The voices are just a part and extension of your pleasure that you receive. Imagine the first bite of chicken momos with spicy chutney. जो दिल से खुशी की आवाज निकलती है ना, आहा. वैसी moans of pleasure are good, but जोर जबरदस्ती moan मत करना, yeah? Please. Should you have sex only for long-term commitment? Repeat after me. Sex is not a legally binding शादी का contract. But it is true that a lot of times, especially जिस culture में हम बड़े हुए हैं, sex को शादी से या फिर एक long term lifetime commitment से link किया जाता है. If you feel like you only want to have sex with your partner if they are in it for the long term or if marriage is on the cards, then पहले confirm कर लो. बात कर लो about what their idea of sex and long term commitment is. See, you don't want to end up in a bad, disappointed and betrayed note just because of some silly misunderstanding or confusion. तुम्हारी लाइफ है ये, एकता कपूर का कोई सीरियल नहीं. And if you don't think कि बिना कमिटमेंट के तुम्हें स्टेप लेना है, then please don't have sex just to please your partner. Secondly, the idea that a guy can just use and throw you away after he has sex with you comes from the notion that women don't enjoy sex as much as men do. And it's just something which happens to them एक passive तरीके से. If you verbally, wholeheartedly consent to sex, then I say own up to it. If you end up marrying the same guy that you had sex with for the first time, which is very unlikely in our generation, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि the sex wasn't meaningful. You like that person enough to invite them into your personal space and they did the same with you, which is great. So just because that equation might not end up in a marriage or जन्म जन्म का साथ, उस सेक्सुअल एक्सपीरियंस को अपने माइंड में कम मत करो. जैसा था अच्छा था और वैसे ही रहने दो. Okay? What if me and my partner are not able to orgasm? That's okay. In fact, पहली बार में ही orgasm experience करना, especially when you have a female anatomy, is not that common. It doesn't happen to everyone and it is a big deal. Thank you, Rachel Green. Maybe talk about what you might want to do before you do it. Not just because उससे experience और ज़्यादा interesting हो जाएगा, but उससे clear cut consent भी establish हो जाता है. Indulge in foreplay to spice things up nicely. Sex is more than just an orgasm, and the ride in itself can be pretty fun. In fact, if you keep worrying about the orgasm as the end goal, then you might stress yourself out of enjoyment and your body might not even orgasm because of the stress. इसके relation में you might want to read Becoming Clitorate by Laurie Mintz. Meet thinks that there's still a lot of confusion and nervousness around this idea of first time sex amongst most of you. So worry not. We have something brewing at Dobara, जहाँ we will try to answer more of your questions in detail. Until then, Karima की video देखो on casual sex where she talks about why it might not make sense to link sex with commitment.